Hello and good afternoon, guys. Welcome to MK Convenience Brokerage. My name is Mohammed. In this video, I'm going to explain to you the documents you need to send to claim the Earned Income Child Tax Credit on a qualifying child if you ever get audited. So, this form 886-H-EIC, the Earned Income Credit form, is basically used for those people that get audited by the IRS. A lot of times, IRS will ask you for proof of qualifying child that you're claiming. They could audit you out of random, to be honest with you. That's the IRS. They could audit you out of random. Unfortunately, your name could be one of the names that they could audit you. Or they could see that the documents you provided are not enough proof for you to send to qualify for the child. Or situations, let's say if you live in a household where your mom and dad are separated, unfortunately, and your dad, you live with half of the month with your dad or half of the month with your mom or stuff like that. Whatever court case you have or whatever agreement you have with the parents, the qualifying child tax credit could be that, or one parent claim it, the other parents also claimed it without them knowing and not communicating one another, and that's where you get audited. So basically, you need to show documents. I did have a client of mine that did get audited because due to not providing child income tax credit. They got a refund, I believe. No, they didn't get a refund. I apologize. And due to that reason, their withholding was withholded, meaning that their money was withholded. And unfortunately, due to that, they will because of that they didn't get the child income tax credit, unfortunately. But they did afterwards provided proof, which I'll explain in the video what type of proof they ask you. So in order to get earned income tax, well, if you do want that, obviously taxpayer's name, taxpayer identification number, and tax year. If you want to send them documents, obviously you don't have to usually fill it out. This is just for your record to know what it is and then what type of credits they might be asking you for. To get the earned income child tax credit, that's the first thing it is. The EIC, the child must have lived with you with at least, and it has to be a certain age, obviously. Certain exceptions do count, but usually the child has to be with you for a certain age group. Um, but keep that in mind. Uh, each child that you claim with you have to live more than half of the year in the United States. The child cannot be in a different country. If the child lives in, let's say, how can I say it? Switzerland, for example. The child is in Switzerland, and if they've been there for more than a year, you can't claim the child on your tax credit. There's no way because the child doesn't live with you. You have to provide some type of proof that you're actually providing services to the child, meaning that you're bringing in food, water, you're taking care of the child. Half of the time they have to be in the United States and the 50th states, obviously. Obviously, but like I said again, it doesn't include Puerto Rico or United States possessions such as Guam. It doesn't include those places. So keep that in mind. Obviously, you know that makes a big difference. Obviously, to prove the child that lives with you in the United States, you either have to have some type of proof. Obviously, your address obviously is the first one that your address, your name, your child's name, and everything. If you have a birth certificate, that's one as well. But that doesn't count as proof. You do need other stuff. You can send. What I do is I always send more documents to just in case if my client does get audited, I want to show them some type of proof. School records is one of them. Medical records from doctors is one of them. Obviously, adoption or child placement documents is one of them. Court records is one of them. So let's say if you do have a child custody battle going on with your spouse, if you do have court records saying that the child will live with you, that's one. Or obviously you could send a dated statements or letterheads from some of the people. Your child's school is one of them. You could get a dated statement from the school stating that the child such and such lives with you such and such at this address such and such. So that kind of helps your case out a little bit. Your child's child care provider, not a relative, obviously. Child care provider could be your daycare services or stuff like that. That could help you out in some ways. Your healthcare provider, doctors, nurses, or clinics. You go to your doctors, correct? You take your child to the doctor. The doctor could write a letterhead saying that yes, the child does live at this address because now the doctor knows you, sees you, verifies you, and then they could do that for you. The social service agency, if you do have some social service agency, they could also assist in that. The placement agency official, your employer, obviously, an Indian tribal official, your landlord or property manager, a place of worship, a shelter. These are the certain letterheads that they could do, obviously, to show that the child does live with you and everything. Moving on. Oh, move on too much. Each child that you must claim must be related to you in one of the ways listed below. Obviously, if your child is your niece, is a nephew, yes. Your brother, sister, half brother, yes. Your stepson, stepdaughter, stepsister, grandchild, or step great grandchild. A child pending adoption, yes, you could do that as well. Your foster child placed with you by an authorized placement agency, yes. Then send in copies. Obviously, you can see over here then what type of copies they ask for. One or more birth certificate or other legal documents providing how you are related. They need to see that. Without just not only you sending in the documents, you're also sending in your birth certificate. Whenever you look at a birth certificate, it will show you exactly like who the mother or father is, or any type of court document showing that the person that lives with you and everything. If the names are on the birth certificate, you need another type of document, such as a court degree or paternity test, or some type of test showing that yes, you're related, the person lives with you, or some type of proof. Obviously, each of them has its own requirements and everything. Under age 19 at the end of 2015, then younger than, or your spouse filing joint return, nothing at this time, but obviously, whatever it is, it tells you right over here. We must ask for proof for all three. You are related to the child lives with you, and the child's age. That's the main thing. You need to know if the child lives with you, the child is related to you, and the child's age. I cannot claim my friend's daughter because the child's not related to me. It has to be blood related. But if it's not blood related, unfortunately, I cannot. Unless, obviously, the foster child is a different situation. If you're adopting somebody, that's different. The court decree ordered saying that the child lives with you, you're technically the guardian, that's different. But otherwise, if your friend wants to say this, and you know what, take my daughter, claim me on your tax return, you cannot do that. It's not blood related. You cannot obviously do that unless you adopt that child and everything. Then that's different. But otherwise, you cannot claim that. If you don't have or can't get the legal documents that we asked for, you can claim earned income tax credit with that child. But you may still be eligible for earned income credit without a qualifying child. Important thing to check before sending copies of your document to us: your records and documents provide all three. Your documents are for 2015. If the documents are not in English, send in a legal translation document. You're using the same records. So basically, it's kind of repetitive. They're asking for information. Again, if you're going to be claiming a child, you have to show proof. That's very, very important. Especially when the IRS audits you, you need to show some type of proof. Proofs could be, like I said, your birth certificate is one of the main one. Obviously, it's easier for parents that the child's listed in the birth certificate, and you could actually claim them. If you do not have that, you need to show some other documents proving that this child belongs with you and you're claiming earned income tax credit. The child earned income tax credit. But it's sometimes you have to go through some process, go through loops, and when the IRS audits you, so you do have to have certain documents. And what if for whatever reason all fails and you can't provide proof, you will get hit with a penalty. The penalty will tell you that you shouldn't have claimed child income tax credit, and now you can pay that penalty. I remember one of my clients was paying, had to pay close to 4 to 5 thousand approximately because they claimed their true child and their child income tax credit. But since they did show proof, they didn't have to pay that. They got back 7,000 and change due to claiming that. But keep in mind, you do have to show some type of proof when they do audit you. With that being said, that's about it. Thank you again, guys, for watching this video. Hopefully, you guys enjoyed it. If you do guys have any other questions, comment, concern, please comment, like, subscribe. I'll try my best to help you as much as possible to clarify any confusion you guys have. Thank you again, guys, for watching this video. Hopefully, you guys enjoyed it.